How's it going, everybody? My name is Diggity Hot Dog, and this is my Switch 2, Nintendo's latest gaming console. I'll show you the features that I like, the games I play, and how it's impacted my life. Stay tuned. And now we're here at my desk. Let's get my Switch 2 out, and just by looking at it, you can tell this is a very premium console, especially for Nintendo standards. This is like such a step up from the original Switch for sure. And so, to start off, one of the features that I really like that I think Nintendo nailed out of the park is the magnetic Joy-Con system. So, with Joy-Con 2, just you want to have split Joy-Con play, press the button on the back right here. 1 and 2. Boom. No more funny rails like Switch 1 where you have to like sometimes finagle it out, maybe like have a loose clip, but here it's a really strong and secure magnet system. Like just pulling it, it just barely budges, but it's so seamless. Like you can put it out for split Joy-Con play, then you can be up and running. Like split Joy-Cons for like any other for single player games, maybe like you're playing Super Mario Galaxy, you want to recreate that feel of like a Wii remote and nunchuck, or you have like a buddy with you, you want to one versus one them in Super Smash Bros. Give them one controller, and you have the other in your hand with a very big controller with nice grip and everything. It's a much bigger improvement compared to last generation Switch 1 Joy-Cons. Again, another feature I want to talk about is the added horsepower that this new console brings. So with games like Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, those big open worlds are fully pushed to their limits thanks to new hardware on Switch 2 compared to Switch 1, where it's like very weak hardware from like years past and not really capable as much, but you can see the graphics pop on there, the amount of physics that can happen on all at once, and these high-res textures. It's really nice all on the screen. At the time of recording this, Nintendo just announced a brand new feature for the Switch 2. If you go here into Switch software handling on the newest software update, you get handheld mode boost. Again, handheld mode boost that pushes Switch 1 games to their maximum limits. So, putting them in TV mode, even though you're in handheld mode on Switch 2, very nice to have, especially for older games that don't have patch Switch 2 support yet. As for example, over here in Mario Wonder, you can see the screenshot from the handheld mode on the left, the screenshot from the handheld mode boost on the right. You can see the bump in resolution basically from 720p to a full 1080p on the 1080p display of the Switch 2 itself. Very welcomed. So, back to the Switch 2. On the topic of games, you might be noticing that I have so many icons for games, and some are even installed onto here. That is because thanks to the built-in memory that is 256 gigabytes of storage, but also helped by this little doohickey here. This is the ON micro SD express card from Walmart. I picked this up a month after the Switch came out. I was very fortunate to have gotten it before the prices were increasing like crazy. If you don't know, like prices for memory and just storage in general are going like crazy thanks to AI. But I was very fortunate enough to get this before the big AI boom. So very neat to have, especially when you have a lot of installed games, and also for those dreaded game key cards. And speaking of game key cards are one of the things that me and many other Switch 2 users disagree with Nintendo the most. Let's say, for example, this Donkey Kong was a game key card. If you put this in your console, you can't play it right away. you have to wait for it to fully download through from the internet through onto your console. And that's why these micro SD express cards, they come into play a lot, because like games on like these game key cards, they can be like a few gigabytes to a bunch of gigabytes big, and they could already eat up your internal storage that fast. That's why, again, a micro SD express card is the way to go this day and age. And before I close this video out, I just want to briefly explain some moments where the Switch 2 has really impacted my life. Um, this thing, to me, the ultimate Nintendo device, the latest Mario, the latest Zelda, I put it on, it brings it to life in such a beautiful way with this powerful hardware on this nice screen, or heck, even on my monitor when I dock it. And also, the fact it's a multiplayer machine at that with two controllers, I've been able to like bring this to my cousins' houses, my friends' houses. We be playing Mario Party or Super Smash Bros. And just seeing my friends and family's faces with smiles whenever I play video games on them, especially with the Switch 2, it really warms my heart knowing that this is a fun machine for everybody. And now, so, with after all I've said, would you pick up the Switch 2 for yourself as your next gaming device? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.